today we have my ficus. It's a willow leaf ficus. It's still kind of recovering from the winter. It's just starting to really get growing. But I want to go in there and just, there's some stuff I just want to take care of so they're not, it's not in the wrong place. It's just stuff that's sprouted where I don't want it. It's mainly what I'm doing, since it's not it's growing, and it's growing fine. I don't think it's in bad health. It's just over the winter it lost some of its leaves, which tropical trees can do that when you bring them in. They sometimes lose leaves. And the new leaves are growing in. I've seen this happen before. They grow in funky sometimes. They sometimes get, I mean, you can see this one grew bad, and they look better after they've grown in. Sometimes they look funky until they get bigger. And then I also had scale insects on it over the winter, which I had to take care of. So that probably did affect the tree a little bit too. But it's growing good. It's starting to grow good. We're just going to address a few things, like I said. Like in here, where I cut the top off, the old top off, it always keeps budding out. And I just don't want it. I just don't want these to get too much of a head start on me, or will add to that bulge that I still have to take care of it eventually at another time anyways. But I don't want to add to that, you know. If it's not a branch like here, it's another one. I don't want that branch. There's no reason for it. This branch I'm keeping, because this branch I wanted another branch up here, but these two can go. We do have more than one branch coming out of this area, which will cause a little bit of a bulge, period, but I need that just the way I'm building this tree. This is just kind of a canopy part of the tree that we need to grow out. But like I said, and there's even new ones starting here. So we don't want to add any more to this area than we need to. I think I got 4 branches coming. These 2 here, this one here. This is one since I bought it. Or it was there when I got it. It was real small. There was like tons of stuff coming out of it when I bought it. And if you remember, we repotted this last year. And we put it back into the original pot. I wanted it in a smaller pot, but I wasn't able to reduce the root ball enough to put it in that pot. It would have been too high in the pot. It was a smaller, both this way and that way, and depth, but it has a big like bulge on the bottom of the root ball that I have to cut off. But I don't have a lot of roots higher up, so I got to try to get some roots to grow out higher up before I can reduce that root ball. So I'm just going to go around, see if we need to get rid of anything here. Okay, these are some inward growing branches that I don't need. Need those. Need these little ones back here. These are inward growing again. Okay, this was an area back here that we were trying to get new stuff to grow. We got some here, we got some back here. These I don't need. These are right in the crotch of the 2 branches, so those don't do me any good. Keep going down, so that. Where I wanted branches to grow out, didn't get anything, but A lot of growth out in the end of the leaves, so just leave these for now. When they get bigger, we can maybe wire them into place that we want. I'll keep this one. Get rid of this one in favor of that one down lower. This can go. These are too low. This is on the. Oh no, that's a dead. That's a cut off one. I thought that was growing off the main trunk. Okay, this I will keep, but I will cut it back. It's just growing up into this stuff anyways. We'll keep it for now, see what we want to do with it. Okay, got too many branches in here. I'm going to take both of these out. Kind of growing up anyways, we really need them there. We've got branches here and here. Cut that back for direction. Let's say we're going to keep those growing for now. These are getting too long. So prune those. Leave this grow. This hopefully can wire up eventually. It's too small to wire up now. Let's see. I'll put that back. This needs to be put into place too, but for now I'm going to cut it back for direction, so it might not need to be wired back eventually. This is underneath. Remove that. Keep that for now. Just kind of going in. I'm just trying, like I said, I'm just trying to take out anything that is a problem. I'm not trying to go over this tree and really cut it back. We're just getting out problem stuff to keep up on it. This is problem. Too many branches in there. These two are crossing parallel. I'll take the bottom one out. This is too much in here. Move that. Above the other branch and pulling up too much, so we already have this one as a leader on that branch. So. Take that. You know what I'm going to do with the top? I'm going to cut a lot of these growing tips off, just the growing tips, to encourage this to back bud, so I can start I don't need this to grow higher. Really, this is about where I want the thing, so there's no reason to let this grow higher, but I do need ramification in this. This really needs some ramification, and it hasn't Looks like some of places it's starting to back buds, but this should help it to shoot out and back buds. And we can start that process up here. Start the ramification up top. And by taking the growing tip off, that should, like there is a bud, a couple buds, but even taking it off will help, should help speed that up a little bit. I don't think I need this any longer, so I'll take that tip off. Oh, actually, that I'm gonna get rid of this altogether. It's kind of growing in where I don't need it because I finally got this branch. It should help fill that area in a little bit of this lower canopy. So I think that's all the tips on the top here. Oh, there's one. Okay, and I think anything. Yeah, I think that'll do. Like I said, not a huge prune of this tree. I just wanted to get ahead on some stuff. Try to get the back budding started up here and in other places, because that should, like I said, the cutting the tips, the growing tips off should, you know, it can't grow out anymore, so it'll push buds out. There's plenty of buds, dormant buds ready to come out, and some, like I said, some places they're already coming out, so this should help with that. Because I've got a lot up here. Top had been growing out to develop a top, because the original top was up higher. Because I cut this off here, I wanted it a shorter tree. I thought it was too tall for the trunk. So we were just letting some of those grow out so we could eventually get back budding, but we've got them long enough. We've got stuff long enough now to start the ramification up here. Start building this ramification in the structure up here, because you can clearly look at this tree and it doesn't have a good structure yet. It's just like a big ball of foliage. Doesn't have a structure yet. I mean, it has the basic structure, like, you know, the trunk and the primary branches, but beyond that, it doesn't really, and some secondary branches off of the primary branches, but it doesn't have no ramification and no structure to it. Rotate it here. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you next time.